Okay, so today we're going to answer a question, no, for your review on the subject or on the division criminal jurisprudence. So here comes the question, guys. No, first question. Let me read. The territorial unit where the power of the court is to be exercised is referred as. So we have here four choices. No, letter A, we have jurisdiction. Letter B, we have trial courts. Letter C, we have venue. No? And letter D, we have territory. Okay? So, pause nyo muna para pag-isipan kung ano yung tamang sagot dyan. Ano? Okay, so the answer for the subject matter, I think before we can proceed in answering the question, let us try to discuss first the different choices that we have. So we have their jurisdiction, we have trial courts, we have venue, we have territory. Okay, so what is first jurisdiction? No? Jurisdiction, is defined as the power to hear and decide a case, a certain case. No? That is what jurisdiction. Actually, there's a lot of discussion that we can do under the concept of jurisdiction. Kasi alam naman natin, mahaba-habang discussion yan. Marami yung mga tinitignang angulo before one can decide sino ang may jurisdiction. But basically, what does jurisdiction means is that the power to hear and decide a case. No? So, ito yung kumbaga is tumutukoy doon sa kapangyarihan ng isang korte na husgahan yung isang kaso or litisin yung isang kaso. No? So marami yan, different courts, different jurisdiction. They also have consideration with regards to the territoriality, with regards to the subject matter under dispute. No? So yun yung mga tinitignan under jurisdiction. So the power to try and decide a case. Later on, we will be providing an example for this para mas maliwanagan kayo. Pag sinabi naman nating trial court, trial court refers to the institution. No? It refers to the institution where disputes are heard and decided. No? So kumbaga, ito yung legal institution, na kung saan is siya naman yung maglilitis doon sa isang kaso or doon sa isang issue. Okay? So venue refers to the place where you can file the action or the case. While territory refers to the place where a trial court has a jurisdiction over the case. Okay? Kung medyo magulo, bigyan natin ng clear and concise illustration. Okay? So let's say for example, a crime of homicide was committed here in the municipality of Nagilian. Okay? So homicide happened here in the municipality of Nagilian. Una, natignan natin, jurisdiction. We have different courts here in our country. We have municipal trial court, we have regional trial court, we have courts of appeal, we have Supreme Court. So among these different courts, who has jurisdiction over the case? Ano ba yung case natin dito? It is a case of homicide. So sino ang may jurisdiction over that? Sino ang may karapatan na dinggin, litisin at husgahan ang isang kaso na kung saan ito ay krimen ito ay homicide case. Okay. So different courts, as you can see, yung mga different courts itong mga trial courts, has different jurisdiction. Let's say for example, municipal trial court. Ano yung nililitis ng municipal trial court? Usually mga violation of municipal ordinances, and cases that has an imposable penalty or imprisonment of not exceeding 6 years. Okay? So lahat ng kaso, na kung saan is ang kaparusahan niya ay hindi lumalampas ng 6 years will automatically under the original jurisdiction of the municipal trial court. Doon ka magsasampa. Tanong, yung crime ba ng homicide is punishable by 6 years? Ang parusa ba ng homicide is 6 years above or exceeding 6 years? If the answer is yes, then the municipal trial court don't have jurisdiction over the case. Wala silang jurisdiction over the case. But if you said no, no, then definitely the municipal trial court has a jurisdiction over the case. Meaning the municipal trial court has the power and authority to hear and decide the case. No? So we know for a fact that homicide is punishable by reclusion temporal. No? So that reclusion temporal is 12 years, 1 day to 20 years ang duration yan. So ibig sabihin guys, the municipal trial court don't have jurisdiction over the case kasi exceeding 6 years ang kaparusahan ng krimen na pinag-uusapan natin dito, which is homicide. Okay? So X na dito ang municipal trial court. What's the, ano yung sunod, no, na trial court na pwede nating tignan? Ang Court of Appeals, no, meron ba silang karapatan na to try and hear and decide the case of homicide? No, they don't have kasi they are an appellate court. Ibig sabihin, kapag ang isang kaso, no, ay nahusgahan na at gusto mong iapela, no, sa mas mataas na korte, pupunta ka doon sa Court of Appeals. Okay? So, hindi pa naman nahuhusgahan, so hindi ka pwedeng pumunta sa Court of Appeals. No? Ngayon, does the Supreme Court has a jurisdiction over the case of homicide? No? They don't have because they are not basically a trial court. Hindi trial court ang Supreme Court. They just review the decision that has been already decided by the lower courts, such as umapela ka sa Court of Appeals, no? Natalo ka pa rin, gusto mo pa rin iakyat ito sa mas mataas na hukuman, which is the Supreme Court, yun yung pwede nilang itry, or yun yung pwede nilang litisin. So basically, what's left? We have the regional trial court. Lahat ng kaso na hindi pasok sa jurisdiction ng other courts, no? Specifically, we have the municipal trial courts. Ang merong original jurisdiction dyan is the regional trial court. No? So basically, since hindi pasok doon sa municipal trial court yung case of homicide, then the trial court that has jurisdiction over the subject matter, over the case of homicide, will be the regional trial court. No? So ang regional trial court, siya yung merong karapatang litisin, dinggin, at desisyonan yung kasong pinag-uusapan natin, which is a case of homicide. So that is what jurisdiction pertains to. No? Yun yung jurisdiction, yung karapatan ng isang korte na dinggin, litisin at desisyonan ng isang kaso. That's jurisdiction. Now, trial courts, no? Sabi nga natin, how do we define trial courts? It refers to the legal institution where disputes are heard and decided. So, pinag-usapan natin kanina, the different trial courts, no? The different courts. So we have municipal trial courts, we have regional trial courts. Now, etong mga to, no, are the different legal institution, no? Ito yung mga legal institution na kung saan pwede kang magsampa ng kaso, no? Pwedeng litisin yung kasong sinampa mo and so on. Okay? That's the trial court. Now, we have different courts such as Court of Appeals, which is an appellate court. We have Supreme Court, which is the highest court of the land, no? But basically, no, hindi mo doon isasampa yung kaso, no, kapag ito ay nakomit. Okay? So trial court is again not the answer. No? Then venue, that refers to the place, no, or the unit, territorial unit, where a certain court, no, can exercise yung power and authority niya to try and decide cases. Okay? So you get the point? Okay. Doon sa kaso natin, at the case of homicide, we already identified who among the different trial courts has a jurisdiction over the case. Di ba? Alam na natin kung sino ang may jurisdiction. Ngayon, alam natin, no, na ang may jurisdiction sa case of homicide is the regional trial court. Pero, where will you file, no, the case? Saan ka magsasampa ng kaso? there are lot of regional trial court in our country, ano? Ang daming branches niyan, no? I think that's 57 something like if I'm not mistaken, ano? Pero ang tanong diyan, saan, no? Among these different branches of regional trial court, saan ka magsasampa ng kaso, no? Yun yung tumutukoy sa venue, no? Yun yung tumutukoy sa venue. Saang regional trial court ka magsasampa ng kaso? Okay? So basically, no? Like for example here in Agilian, no? We have at least 9 branches, I guess, no? 9 branches of regional trial court here. One at Tiague, we have Rojas, we have Cabagan, we have Ilagan, we have Kawayan, something like that. So ngayon, if let's say the crime was committed here in Agilian, ano yung pinakamalapit dito or ano yung merong territorial jurisdiction over Agilian, no? So halimbawa, ang merong territorial jurisdiction dito sa municipality na to is the Regional Trial Court of Agilian, Regional Trial Court of Kawayan. Then ang venue, no, or ang place kung saan natin isasampa yung kaso will be in the Regional Trial Court of Kawayan. Kuha? No? Yung Regional Trial Court of Kawayan is the venue, no, where you can file the case. At sila yung merong karapatang litisin yung kaso because they have territorial jurisdiction over the place. Okay? Now, territory. What is territory? Ayan. No? So, different branches have different territories. Territory refers to the place, no, where a trial court has a jurisdiction over. So, kanina sinabi natin, let's say for example, the Regional Trial Court of Kawayan has the territorial jurisdiction over the municipality of Agilian. Then, yung territory ng RTC Kawayan is Agilian and the place nearby, no? So yun yung territory kung saan, no, saan pwedeng i-exercise ng korte yung kanyang power to try and decide cases. That's the territory. Yun yung saklaw, yun yung sakop ng kanyang kapangyarihan, kumbaga. That's the territory. Yung lupa or lugar kung saan meron siyang karapatang ipatupad, no? Or meron siyang karapatan, ipatupad yung kanyang kapangyarihan bilang isang korte, no? While the venue refers to the specific court where you can file the case, no? Where you can file the case. You cannot file, let's say for example, the crime committed here in Agilian, you cannot file in RTC Nueva Vizcaya or in the nearby provinces because number one, they don't have territorial jurisdiction over the place, no? But usually the basis for venue, no, in deciding kung saan mo isasampa yung kaso is where the important element of the crime transpired or occurred, no? Saan nangyari yung krimen, no? Kasi kung nangyari yan dito, then definitely doon ka magsasampa. Ang venue mo will be the court who has territorial jurisdiction over this place, over the municipality of Agilian, no? So I do hope you get the point, no? Pag sinabi nating jurisdiction, that refers to the power to hear and decide a case, no? Yung karapatan ng isang korte na litisin, dinggin at husgahan yung isang kasong sinampa. So there are a lot of consideration that we should take into in deciding what court has a jurisdiction over the case, no? Trial court refers to the legal institutions, no? Legal institution that has the authority to settle disputes, no? Or try or hear a certain dispute and issue decisions, no? Venue refers to the specific place where you can file the case based on the territorial jurisdiction. And territory refers to the place, no, where a certain court has a jurisdiction to implement or to exercise his power to try and decide cases. Okay? So that's our first topic for the review on criminal jurisprudence. I do hope nakatulong ako, no, sa ng konti dito sa subject matter, and I do hope malinaw natin na ipaliwanag ang pagkakaiba ng jurisdiction, trial courts, venue, and territory. Okay guys? Thank you for listening. That's it for today. See you guys on the next video.